Hey now, what's up guys? I am Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I am here to talk about Spy, which is a 2015 comedy film that I just got back from the theaters, a screening for. This is directed by Paul Feig, which shouldn't surprise anybody, because it's starring Melissa McCarthy, who I swear is in every single one of this guy's movies ever since Bridesmaids. She's always there. This movie though, they're changing it up just a little bit. I will give them that. It's a spy type of, I don't want to say parody, but in some ways it is. We meet Melissa McCarthy, who plays Susan Cooper. She works at like a desk job, sort of, at the CIA. She's mostly helping Jude Law's character, who's a real spy. She's helping him in his missions and helps him complete his missions. But something happens to where Rose Byrne, the main villain, she knows all of their agents, all of their identities, and she's one step ahead of them. So now they're desperate and they need somebody who can go in there and not be recognized, not be found out by the bad guys to stop this nuclear bomb. So who do they send in? That's right, Melissa McCarthy. As unbelievable and as over the top as that sounds, that's honestly the plot. Now, what I thought of this movie was, I didn't like this movie, but I didn't hate it either. It's just there. It exists. This is pretty much the same consensus that I always have walking out of a Melissa McCarthy movie. I never really like them. But I never get too angry to the point where I want to rant and rave. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some jokes in this movie that are just so fucking atrocious. They're terrible. They're not funny. And it's not even like they're offensive. It's not even like it made me groan or squirm. No, it's just, I'm more offended at the fact that somebody wrote these jokes down on a piece of paper, reread them and thought they were funny, and then producers and actors came in and read these same lines and thought they were funny as well. Or that they performed these scenes with these jokes and still, at that point, thought it was funny. Some of the jokes are that fucking bad. But then there's some other jokes, like maybe a handful of jokes, that did make me laugh. That did make me go like, okay, well at least there's something here. I know that Melissa McCarthy's humor, people like that. Some people like that. There was clearly a few people in the theater who were laughing at her, who like her. I'm not even saying she's unfunny. I do think she has funny things about her. I think she can be funny if she's in a smarter movie. I just think that her and Paul Feig rely on the same sort of stuff with her. The same over-the-top, physical, fat comedy, or just like the same obvious humor that goes along with her. They do it every single fucking movie, every time. And I guess you can make the argument that people love that and that's what they want to see. But I think a bigger argument should be, hey, let's do something different. And I don't mean just make it a spy movie. However, one thing I have to credit her and Paul Feig on was some of the action here. Surprisingly, yes, there's somewhat decent action in this movie. There's one scene in particular where Melissa McCarthy herself fights this well-trained woman in the kitchen. And they're using a knife, and they're using just a bunch of different objects in the room. And it seemed like she did a majority of the choreography going on there. I mean, it was impressive. It was cool. Some of the action in here is fairly decent. It's rated R, so there is blood. There are headshots. It gives you enough of the action to where if the jokes aren't hitting, at least you can look forward to that. As far as the other cast, you have Jason Statham as Rick Ford, who Jason Statham made me laugh pretty much every time he was on screen. He had that character that was so over the top and so just, he's a badass, but he knows he's a badass. And he's constantly bragging about all of these awesome badass things that he did. A lot of them you hear and you go, alright, there's no fucking way that he pulled this off. But hearing him talk and how confident he sounds and how accurately, descriptively he talks about these events, maybe he really did do it. I don't know. But he was cool. Rose Byrne as the villain, I like her. She's hot and she has good comedic timing as well. Jude Law, he's one of the agents, and he was fine. I mean, I think of Jude Law as a good actor, so he didn't really have to do much here to show me that. But I mean, it's one of those things where some things about this movie I really dislike, and then there's other things that made me laugh. So ultimately, if I had to rate this movie, which that's the point of this review, right? Is for me to rate it. I'm going to give it a very, very, very low fucking rental. I'm telling you, I was this close to a some old bullshit. I almost still want to give it a some old bullshit. But for Jason Statham, for Rose Byrne, for the 1 or 2 times that Melissa McCarthy made me laugh, and for that one action scene where she impressed me, I bumped it up a notch. A rental you get. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you're interested in checking out Spy. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.